Travis Houston, a Toronto police constable with 2 years of service, was charged with the following: possession of a deadly weapon, mischief, and of course, the one that we're going to be talking about today, soliciting some adult activities with a lady of the night. So that was an old charge. Travis, I'm sure, did his best to hide everything. The way this works is that Travis made arrangements to meet with someone at night, where for the most part, if you could say anything about him, he was fully convinced. And even though he was wrongly convinced, he was still fully convinced that he would not be caught, and took the precautions to make sure that he wouldn't be caught. Why are we talking about him? Because this is an old story. Well, the reason why we're talking about him is because a few years later, officers have gotten to the point where they don't even care about being caught. They don't care about nighttime. They don't care about doing things in the day. They don't care about doing things outside of their car. They're not even trying to wear a mask. They're not hiding their license. They're in full uniform in a public space where there are people there, clearly there. And you all know this, in a world where everyone and their grandmother and their auntie and their grandmother's auntie all have a smartphone, you can assume that if you're doing something that is out of pocket, you know someone is filming. And so with all that said, let me introduce you to Francesco Marlette.
Developing at 9A, the fallout continues for one Prince George's County police officer caught on camera and in uniform getting cozy with a woman before slipping into the backseat of his cruiser. Now, this all happened in the middle of the day at a park just feet from where children were playing.
So Francesco is a Maryland police officer who was suspended after a video came out of him kissing a woman and then joining her in the backseat of the police squad car. Yes, you heard me, the police squad car. Now, one thing I gotta ask. I know very well about the back of a police squad car. Don't ask why. One thing I can assure you of. The taller you are, the more uncomfortable you are. And this guy does not look like he's short. She looks like she's short, but he does not. So how the two of them were able to fit back there is beyond me. And you know what the crazy thing about this is? This is not the first time that he's been caught. He has a spot. This is his spot. This is where he brings people, or this is where he brings this girl, and then they hop into the backseat, they do their thing, and then what? I guess she goes about her business afterwards? I mean, in the clip, you could see him putting his arm around her, putting his hand lower and lower and lower. He walks her back to the police car, and then you could hear the guys in the clip saying, yo, this guy's a piece of scum. Maybe those aren't the exact words that they use, but you know that that was the general idea, and the reason behind that is because they see an officer doing the exact same thing, that if they were doing the exact same thing he just did, he would have arrested them. Apparently this is his mistress, and his wife even spoke out about it, talking about the embarrassing feeling that she has and the embarrassment that her kids have to now go through, knowing that their father is out there tricking himself out. Since this all happened, he's been suspended, an investigation's been launched, and unless I'm mistaken, it even came out that in 2016, there was a report that said that he had been suspended already for alleged physical violence against a 3-year-old. Now, I did make mention that his wife had come out and spoke. Her name is Paula Marlette, and this is what she has to say. Thank you, everyone. Yes, this is a very tough time for me and my kids. As embarrassing and painful as this is, please check in on us. We need the support, the love, and most of all, the respect from the community and our families. Yes, I know what's been going on. Pause. Let's pause right there. She said, yes, I know what's been going on. So this is nothing new, and you could tell by the embrace of him and this woman that this is not some woman of the night that he's been dealing with. For one, it can't be a lady of the night. It's in broad daylight. It's an open park, and they're hugging like their boyfriend and girlfriend. So you know that this is a continuous pattern. But the only thing I have to ask about that is, why didn't they just go somewhere private? Unless they're just kind of into this kind of thing. Let's continue. So she says, no, I am not updating anyone on the situation after today. Virginia's husband left her blank a long time ago because she cheated, so she and my husband decided to do this behind my back for years. So, a tale of two spouses being cheated on by these two people. A husband is being cheated on by, what is this lady's name, Virginia? And then the wife is being cheated on by Francesco. They know about it, but she still stayed. She finishes off by saying, I'm not seeking anyone else's input. I don't need anyone's opinion. My life is my life. I will make decisions according. I love you all, except for you, Virginia. Okay, so that answers that question. Her name is Virginia. The woman in the clip that is hanging out with the officer, hanging out, right? Her name is Virginia. She says you can rotten. Well, you guys all see the message, right? And she even gave her name. Since then, either it went private or Facebook took it down. And as far as we know, the only thing that's happened so far is Frank, and I'm just going to call him Frank. He's been suspended. We don't know anything else beyond that. Now, let's answer the obvious. Whether he was on duty, off duty, it doesn't matter. Officers get fired left, right, center, horizontal, vertical, whatever way you want to think about it. All day they get fired for this kind of action. One thing that I can admire though is the boldness that he has to do this out in the open in front of people that are clearly filming him. And just in case that you think that maybe this was a one-time thing, no, check this out. So what are we going to conclude from all of this? Do you really think he was the first person to do this? No. Do you think he's going to be the last? No. If there's this level of dissatisfaction, why not just leave? Why? Because it's cheaper to keep her? I really hate saying this, but to the mistress, you know the guy that has you in the back seat of the car? Unfortunately, and I don't know if you're looking for something else, maybe she's just looking for a good time as well. But in the occasion that you happen to be looking for more than just a backseat ride, unfortunately, you're never going to be that person. There's a very low chance that you're ever going to get the ring, if that is what you wanted. And if this has been going on for years, and his wife knows about it, and he hasn't left her yet, he's not gonna leave her. Maybe you're just an innocent bystander in all of this, thinking that you have a guy that you can play around with, fool around with, do stuff with, enjoy your little time with, or whatnot. But he's basically giving you your position that is not gonna change. If this has taught me anything, this whole situation, if this has actually taught me anything that I need to pay attention to, it shows me really that officers, when they're ready, can actually find ways, muster up a different way to care less about your opinion, what you think, or what might happen to them. You know, that whole concept of the consequences of your action, that means nothing to some of these guys. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them. And most definitely, Francesco Marlet, he's in that category. Francesco has put out a whole new way that he could show you in broad daylight he doesn't really give a damn. That's all I got for now, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment in the comment section if you have an opinion on this. Don't just call this guy a dirtbag, tell me why. And the people especially that I want to hear from are the people that have done the backseat thing. You know what I mean. Anyways, I'll see you guys for the next one. Be easy, y'all.